when there's this room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let that friend, that neighbor know where to go. When it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Mama said there'll be days, literally, just like this. And as this room fill up, be sure to know that sharing is caring. We got some things that need to be talked about. Cowboys entering the danger zone. Unknown and more on Micah, Parsons. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. What about a Law Nation's groove? From my studios to yours, be sure, I know. We said this before, we're gonna say it again. Sharing is caring. Subscribing is everything too. Subscribe to the nation, baby. 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's get it. Hollywood Cowboys in the building, baby. Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight. Come on with it. Mama said there'll be days, literally, just like this.
Closer than close, yeah. Original, they never will be. Blue Magic, that's a brand new. Are you shit?
Ain't no party like a cowboy party. Ain't no party like a Law Nation party, yeah. Let's get it, baby. To the window, to the wall. To the sweat drop. Oh, my bad. Wrong show. What's good with y'all, man? Jay Benton said, hey, man, I almost shut them doors. Whoa. Did they put y'all real name? Did they switch it? Did they switch it back, man? Come on with it. Yeah! Yeah, I see y'all real names up there, man. No more governmental names, man. No science, Bill Nye, the science guy, experiment over here. Baby, I love it. It feel like I'm at home, man. At the same time, I was about to sing the song. Yeah.
Please come home.
What we got, baby?
I got beans and
bologna. Come on, I see y'all now, man. Oh, Beef Fatty, man. Angie, the Rebel Chick, Ace Boogie, Studwood, man. You know, come on with it. And I always kind of get your name all confused, but that's all good, bro. Yeah, Brendy, Mahoney, yes, indeed. Def Kang, A55. Yes, LVE, you live. J Business, no more of this, man. Oh, my goodness, man. Riggs! I was getting too old for this, Riggs. Morales, I see you, my dog. We are family. Sadiq, yeah, I'm back, baby. Yeah, we standing on business, man. We are definitely not.
Swallow that.
Come on. Okay, Stu Wood. Okay, Stu D Wood, man. Come on, man. Just put S Wood or something, man. I appreciate you, man. Come on with it. Y'all know my hooked on phonic Mississippi eyes ain't working. Yeah. But hey, man, look, Emmanuel Coleman, man. What's good with you, man? Shout out to you, man. Appreciate everybody for jumping in. Hey. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Sadiq Charles, I only have one issue with your name. The first letter is capitalized, but the Charles never capitalized. You got to capitalize the C. That's just me. You know, I'm just crazy like that. Josh, it's good to see y'all, man. It's good to see everybody up in here. Just been rocking with us, rolling with us. We know y'all government names now, you know. So that's why Toxic Tom, I haven't seen Toxic Tom since they put the government names out there. So I hopefully we can get Toxic Tom back in the building, man, unless he was a different name and we overlooked him. But neither here nor there. Cowboy Nation, let's get to it, man, because there's somebody been bumping their gums. They want to talk stuff. They want to run their mouth. Oh, my bad, wrong show again. And it's the craziest thing. I hate giving this guy pub. I think that he's living off of old bodies from networks. If Colin Cowherd, if he had to start over at ground zero with no networks, with no relations to anything, I guarantee you my bottom dollar, he wouldn't get 500 views. He wouldn't get 500,000 or 500 subscribers. This dude is crazier than cat hair, and y'all know how crazy cat hair is, you know. But neither here nor there. He's speaking on one of our partners over here, man. He's speaking on some deaf. It should fall on deaf ears, but it is for what it is, you know. You got us, the poet. My name ain't Bev. Never change. Yeah, never change. You know, but I feel you got it because you're a real one. You're a real one, you know. But neither here nor there. Let's get to it because we don't shade nor dodge anybody over here.
This week I talked about Micah Parsons. I couldn't pay him top of the market. I like him, but I don't think he has the strength of Jared Verse, the consistency of Myles Garrett. He doesn't play inside like Chris Jones. I don't think he's as kind of intimidating or as consistent as Max Crosby. I don't think he's as good as Trey Henderson. That's my interpretation. I think he's a splash player and a really good one.
I think he's.
Hold on, before the betas get to talking. If y'all agree with Colin Cowherd, put CC in the chat. If you agree with him. Now, if you disagree with him, put 11 in the chat because
Let's go, man! Let's go!
And let me see what the record states here because now Jared Verse, it was his first year last year, right? He was a rookie, right? Or was this the second year? I'm just saying. And Myles Garrett, we know Myles Garrett is the premium package, man. It's hard to compare anything to Myles Garrett. You know, I think God himself chiseled Myles Garrett into the framework of playing football, and that's what he's going to do, right? But if you guys agree with Colin Cowherd, put CC down, you know, because at the end of the day, I get it. I understand. Micah Parsons, since entering the league, and we know how, first and foremost, we got to understand the nature of the Dallas Cowboys. We never, and I'm using this very carefully because I'm such in a good relations with the Joneses and the Cowboys, but I'm not sold, nor I'm not bought. I'm not none of this stuff because I'm still going to give you guys the real creme de la creme. But to beat them up just a little bit, they don't absolutely build teams to complement their individual players. They get a nice player, and that's about it. They draft to replace. They don't draft to complement. But since we had Parsons here in the silver and blue at the star on the side of the helmet, he had north of 12 sacks every single year. The other caveat to it is that there's no known interior presence next to Parsons. Point taken with the inconsistency down the stretch. It is literally to create pressure and to get to the quarterback to give us double-digit sacks a season is Parsons or bust. Let me know if I'm lying. Because at the end of the day, Parsons is the end-all, be-all for us. And it's not his fault that he is a little undersized. But if we go down this line, there are other guys that's similar built to him, like a Artie Burns, I believe, whatever his name is. You can go look at Von Miller. He's about the same size, and he succeeded in this National Football League for many of years, right? But you are in that particular shape, size. You were drafted as an off-ball linebacker. We needed pass rush, right? So we go where we are needed at. Granted, since entering in the league, since he's been drafted, there's no player that accumulated more pressures than Parsons, right? On top of that, his collective total body of work from sacks from a position that he wasn't even drafted for is amazing. Keep this in mind, ladies and gentlemen. We drafted Parsons to be a linebacker. When we slid him and moved him to defensive edge, that hole at linebacker we never fulfilled. We never put anything in that place. And when we tried to, Overshawn got hurt, right? Appreciate you, Sadiq Charles. Appreciate you. Yeah. Come on with it. Oh, she ain't going to read it because it got a cuss word in it. But yeah, Sadiq, I got to beat him up. That's why I played that audio. And then his co-host didn't do any better because he just a beta man himself, and he co-signs with his boss, basically. And it's crazy to that degree, and I get it. Either Parsons is falling under that umbrella just like Dak Prescott. Either you hate him or you love him. Either you hate Parsons or you love Parsons. That's the craziest thing. And now with the way the Cowboys handle their contracts and beyond, it creates this one little thing that everybody loves to say, value and worth. He ain't worth this. He ain't worth that. Oh, man, he's a choke artist and these sorts of things. So when we start to say these type of things, it's just crazy. Hold on. Let me see if I get the other AI teacher to read it. Let's see what she say. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. AI, why don't you read it? Why don't you read it now? Come on with it.
Super chat Sadiqa Charles Law, please do me a favor and never, ever play that jackass Colin ever again on your channel. Please.
Please. Appreciate you. But one more time. Let me get one more time. Let me finish this off, though. Let me finish him. Finish him.
Better than probably the way you just described him, but Jerry's already down this road. I mean, the chance to trade him or move on would have been before the draft, and we also know the way that Jerry does business is like anyone thinking that Micah's going to get paid during the 4th of July holiday hasn't been following the Cowboys. This is going to happen mid to late August, right before the season, and it's going to be absolutely top of the market. He's done it very consistently now with Dak, with CeeDee Lamb. He waits till the last second on his premium players. They would have been way better off, clearly. Like, we have enough evidence now. The market's only going up and up and up, so they should have paid him after last year. It would have been way cheaper.
Now, we all know that. We all understand that, and there's no cost to understand that. You pay your premium guys. You pay your premium guys. You pay your premium guys. It's better to pay them up front early versus paying them too late, because the price of that bag continues to increase day for day, right? And when other guys get paid, of course, you're going to pay more. And you can talk about leaves falling off the trees and all of this stuff. But when you start to think about where Parsons is located at, since he's entering in the league, he's up there with Reggie White's in them, right? He's up there with the elite pass rushers, Lawrence Taylor to a degree. So he's up there. And this team, we do have a little issues as it relates to building completeness. Now, granted, this year, we are seeing Trayvon Diggs. He's working out hard to get back out there on the field. I think that he's got great talent when healthy. Of course, Bland, he's not under contract after this season, so the Cowboys need to figure out a way, and they bet not play that doggone crazy game as it relates to franchise tagging, right? With that being said, we did pay Osa, right? And we going into a make it or break it year with Mozzie, right? So we got those things. But when you are talking about completeness as it relates to a front seven, don't y'all know that linebackers are a part of the front seven? Since Parsons been here with the Cowboys, we haven't had a real stud at linebacker. Granted, when you move one spot to another, right, you still have that voided spot that you move Parsons from. So that's why when I was banging the table for Roquan Smith, it would have been a no-brainer to go ahead and get a true Mike linebacker. And that way you can see some fullness, because a linebacker's job in the middle of the field is to read, react, slow until you know, and, hey, slow feet don't eat, but you got to cover every blade of grass, and you got to come down and field. You got to squeeze through A gap or B gap, and we just never had that assurance when Parsons is out there on the field. So what it looks like when someone is lining up on Parsons' side, whether it's a tight end, whether it's a running back to chip and release, to leak out into the flats, or if they're running right at him, of course, if I'm a defensive coordinator, my number one duty out of all of the 11 guys that's on defense is to take number 11 out of the game. Take number 11 out of the game. That's the game plan. And the Cowboys, since Parsons been here on defense, regardless whether it's Mike Zim, regardless to a degree whether it is Quinn, hopefully Matt Eberflus can fix this out, because he is, dare I say, a linebacker whisperer, right? Linebackers tend to play unbelievable under not Mike Zim, but Matt Eberflus' system. So hopefully that will be the situation. Shout out to you north of the border, man. Appreciate you. Dixon states that Sam Williams was a linebacker coming out of college. If not, if I'm wrong, yeah, if he were to go to a 3-4 system, Sam Williams will continue to be a linebacker, bigger size guy, 4'4", 40 guy. And we're leaning on if he can be that complementary to Parsons on the opposite side. Now, we do have high upsides on Donovan Ezeraku. We hope that he can become one of those guys. But I wanted to pull that up and show you guys that Colin Cowherd, hey, I got something for him, in honor of Sadiq Charles. Won't we tell Colin Cowherd to do us a huge favor? Can he lean forward just a little bit? Right there. Get out of here with that nonsense, man. Get out of here. Slap the volume up on him. Let me slap it down. And slapped him around. So Colin Cowherd on the volume, he went up, he went down, side to side. One more time. Yeah. But maybe they'll get some nonsense at him. Ain't that right, Sadiq? Speaking of all of that, and this is only entertainment. I don't condone any violences out there at all. You know what I'm saying? So I know I'm going to be in L.A. for a second. Don't want him to call the police when he see me. Like, hey, get that naysayer right there. Yeah, he the one threatening me. No, I don't want them type of issues. This is only entertainment, baby. Yeah, he did fetch home. One more time. Get it live. But speaking of legacy and beyond, my guy C. Dangerous Lamb is in the mix. I think that CD is about to have one of his better years. I get it. Trash can juice for the first few weeks last year, right? And it took him a minute to get into football shape and football rhythm and all of this stuff. But he got something to say. Let's listen to him right quick.
CD, CD wears number 88, which was worn, of course, you know, this lady in front knows, Drew Pearson, Michael Irvin, Des Bryant. What does wearing that number mean to you?
Legacy.
Legacy.
Obviously, as you said, those guys before me and the things that they've done in
Salute
that
to
jersey
you.
number,
Jay
obviously it holds me to a higher standard. And just want to hold just raise the bar a little bit, So just being the youngest in the group and listening to everything that they say. Like, we had plenty of talks, talking to Des, talking to Drew, talking to Mike, I've had plenty of talks with Mike, and y'all know how that went. So,
No doubt, man. Drew Pearson will always be the original 88. We get that. Now, he set the tone, set the pace. Michael Irvin ran off with it. The plug, I'm talking about, completely ran off with it. Antonio Brown or Anthony, was it Antonio Brown? What's his name? He had it. He ran it 88 for a second, and he threw the jersey in Bill Parcells' face, and they shipped him off to Buccaneers, and he absolutely played really good there. Shout out to him. And then Dez Bryant got 88, and he showcased 88. See, they don't claim that Bryant. They don't claim that Bryant. They don't claim that Bryant. They claim Dez Bryant, but they don't claim the other Bryant. He's the forgotten child. Antonio Bryant. Yeah. They don't claim that Antonio Bryant. That Bryant. There were some people when Dez was drafted, they just kept his jersey. They said, hey, I didn't have to buy a new one. But Dez Bryant, out of all of the 88s, if he was in a better system, the quarterback was right for him, but if he was in just a better system, I'm talking about he's in damn near prime Jason Garrett. Yeah. How you doing, guys? System, right? If Dez was in a better system, baby, sheesh, he would have, oh my gosh. The bull sugar that I'm talking about having won, there were literally, y'all don't understand. There were literally in punt protection to stop Dez Bryant, and they waved off the other wide receiver, and Dez Bryant was still able to catch the ball multiple times, right? They looked at the other wide receiver, Terrence Williams or whoever else we had on the other side. They just waved. They used to call him, in the words of Skip, Measley Beasley. They just waved them other boys off, and it was Dez automatically 3-on-1. They had the safety rolling his way. They had the DB under him, and the nickel corner said, you know what, I'm rolling his way. And Jason Garrett, he didn't know how to just exploit that. No, you just run the other way. Just run right, You got 3 accounted for 1. Just do the simple math. What school did Jason Garrett went to, man? God dog. What, he got social promotion, He's supposed to be the smart one. But it's a whole nother conversation. Dez Bryant, beyond phenomenal out of all of the 88s. If I had a tier, of course, Irvin will always be the creme de la creme of 88s, especially how he knew how to push off. It was the Dez Bryant play to push off, and against the Bills, he know how to jump up there and throw that leg out to make sure nobody jumps in front of him. My guy, Michael Irvin, was the craftiest of all of the 88s, by the way. And then here comes C. Dangerous Lamb. It was so weird to see C.D. Lamb in that 88 because what happened originally, Dez, a bigger wide receiver. Antonio Bryant was a solid size wide receiver. And then Michael Irvin was a solid size of a wide receiver. And then we get the Drew Pearson versions in modern day form of a slender 88, right? To get into that system, and when you start to think of CeeDee Lamb, out of all of the 88s, he is the best route runner. The releases is such nice. They're just the beautiful releases. And he can line up inside, outside. You can put him on the end around. He's probably not the fastest, but he's the swiftest, because to a point, people dog Dez Bryant, but y'all got to understand, Dez Bryant rookie year, you see, there's a black cloud hanging over Cowboys' head, man, because that brother was so good, we used to put him on kickoff returns and punt returns. That big old boy Dez, man, you couldn't catch him. And then he was prime time high step in there. Who remember? Put 88 in the chat. Yeah, put 88 in the chat. And Dez, man, boy, that boy was fast, boy. He was fast. But he just didn't look like he was moving. Now, I doubted if CeeDee Lamb can do pump returns and kick returns, and as well as Michael Irvin or, dare I say, Drew. But what I'm getting at is that now CeeDee Lamb, he done got bigger, he done got faster, and he complements all of the 88s. I just need Yeah. Dez broke his foot, man. It was just crazy how he broke his foot. But he was phenomenal. I think it was in that Colts game or the Giants game or the Chicago game. Y'all let me know. But it was just crazy. Ant Brown 916 Irvin was the best. Yeah, you got.
Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me?
Let me just say this, man. With all bull sugar aside, Irvin might be damn near the best wide receiver in NFL history. You see what I'm saying is, hear me out. We know that Jerry Rice went to bed at 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. Irvin was just now waking up at 7:30, 8 o'clock at night to go out and party until 7:30, 8 o'clock that morning. Take an hour rest and go run hills and sweat out all of the White Castle stuff, if you know what I'm talking about, the White House stuff. You know what I'm saying? And still go out there to perform the levels of skills to play on the field against a Rod Woodson, against a Niels Williams, against, all of those Darryl Green and all of them boys. Yeah. So Michael Irvin is by far is one of the greatest wide receivers of all time because he was fighting demons and as well as fighting football players 24/7. Yeah. Can you imagine if Michael Irvin didn't have those extracurricular activities and was still able to get out there on the field? Come on with it, boy. Shoot.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Are you shitting me? Let me crack your cranium and fertilize your brain.
Y'all know I'm telling the truth. You couldn't outrun and couldn't out-sweat and out-practice Michael Irvin to this day. I think if you Jerry Rice, Jerry Rice might can still get some routes going though. But I know Irv can get probably Randy Moss right now. I know Irv can probably still get, I don't know, Dad still work out too now. Dad's son is on his way too. But I see no lies told. They just write Common Sense Lab. Yeah. So at the end of the day, what I'm getting at is a long delivery is that CeeDee Lamb had the chance, and all he need is one ring. If we can just get that one ring from CeeDee Lamb, I damn near probably put him above. I ain't gonna put him above Michael Irvin, but it's gonna be 1A, 1B type of thing. It's gonna be 1A, 1B type of thing. Jerry Rice was a mother effer. You ain't lying, but shout out to my Mississippi boy, Jerry Rice, Mississippi boy. But here's the outlier for Jerry Rice. His hands was nice, but he was cheating. There's reports that he was putting stickums on his hands. And Michael Irvin, he never got cheated. He never cheated the system like that. So, hey, Michael Irvin still got better hands. Come on with it. Y'all better watch out, man. Jerry Rice nice now. Jerry Rice nice, but he cheated. He cheated to get there. Y'all look up the storyline for your mind. Look up the storyline for your mind. But listen to it right quick. Let's finish this off.
It's talking to Drew. Talking to Mike, I've had plenty of talks with Mike, and y'all know how that went, so.
When you talk to Irv, do you get a word in edgewise?
I get a little worried, but I love him, though. He's very high energetic.
I get a kiss, you never know.
You just got to back up. Keep your distance.
Let me crack your cranium.
Got Mike around, but no, I love them all, man. They set the bar for me, but realistically, just understanding what I got to do week in and week out. I'm not just wearing a jersey for myself, but obviously everybody else in between, and I hope I'm making him proud right now.
Yeah. He gonna make him proud, man. But Drew, like I said, Drew Pearson started it. Michael Irvin took it and ran miles with it. A Antonio Bryant, he just, rented it. Dez owned it, and now CeeDee Lamb got it. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's going to be one of those things. I'm hasting and hoping and praying and wishing and all of those things that Lamb can stay healthy this season, so you can see the running mate right next to him, or GP right next to him. Oh, it's going to be nice, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, numbers don't lie, Law Nation Sports. Yeah, well, if you're looking at numbers, and of course, we in the passing league, CeeDee Lamb numbers is going to super exceed all of those guys' numbers, right? But the way Irv played, Michael Irvin, in that system, he was clutch. And in the system that Dez Bryant was in, oh my God! Can you imagine if we just had another dominant wide receiver? Not to spit upon Terrence Williams and who else we had during those times. See, I can't even remember the names of the guys. Not to take a dump on those guys, but we could have been a whole lot further if we were just to get somebody who could win consistently outside of Dez Bryant, But, we were still a one-dimensional team. And then we really realized, if you run the ball and open up play action, it'd be better for Dez, right? Miles Austin, the Kardashians got to Miles Austin real quickly, that was the only thing, them hamstring, them legs, man, they took them legs from Miles. Miles was on his way. They took them legs away from him. Cole Beasley was the other guy. He's at the tip of my tongue. Not Laurent Robinson. Who were the other wide receivers next to Dez Bryant? Y'all put that in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Put that in the chat. Who were the other guys? And these sorts of things. But it is for what it is, Cowboy Nation. I think that Lamb is going to take it all the way and do what he need to do. Debo, seen the comments about him being fat and out of shape. He hearing Bryce Butler, Alan Hearns, and who else? Harper, what Harper that is? Roy Williams, Roy Williams got into it with Dez, talking about carrying pads, and Dez like, I ain't carrying nobody pads, So it was crazy, man. We didn't really have other threats. And that's why I say that the Joneses, and I'm not beating them up, but I am, is that these guys have the hardest part of building a team around their superstars, right? Yeah. Roy Williams, Dwayne Harris. It was another guy. Kelvin Tree or something. What was his name? Y'all? Kevin. He had somebody else. His name is at the tip of my tongue. I just can't get it out. But Bryce Butler, man, shout out to him. Real good follower of the show and everything. But as you guys can see, that's just been an epic failure for us, man, to build a complete team. Lucky Whitehead, now y'all entering into the Dak Prescott years. But, neither here nor there. This was Debo. He read the comments. He heard what people had to say. Yeah, Kelvin Ogletree. Yeah, you, Chris May, you the real one. Yeah, Kelvin Ogletree. We had him out there. Kelvin Ogletree right now watching this saying, hey, wait till I see Law. I'm going to talk about him, bro. And keep my name out your mouth, But Kelvin Ogletree, these guys are Jags, man. Who, can you imagine if we just put another stud right beside it?
Yeah, on paper.
Oh, my God,
That's where the guts went, just dropped them.
I ain't gonna do Jesse like that, but we had Jesse Holly, man.
Oh, my God.
Oh my gosh, man.
That's where
Oh my gosh, man. No offense to my guy Jesse Holly, but we had Jesse Holly, Kelvin Ogletree. Oh my gosh. And don't y'all be messy. I know how y'all do. Y'all gonna chop it up and send it over and be like, hey Jesse, Law talking about you, man. Then Jesse gonna hit me up and say, when you played in the National Football League? Oh my gosh, man. All right, so let me talk about the Commanders, man. Let me talk about the Commanders right quick then. Debo heard what people were saying about his weight and all of this stuff, and like he was a ham sandwich away from being a tight end or a fullback there, or they're going to switch him over to be a linebacker. And Debo. But to be 1,000 and with Debo, I think that what Debo does best is yards after catch. If you look up, I think it was 2021 or it could have been 2020. I'm thinking 2021. Debo had a fumbling issue with the ball.
Come on. Good.
He had also drops issues. Now, by him playing in California and San Fran, people never brought up the fact that he drops the ball a lot. Kyle Shanahan, me and my brother had long conversations with Debo. But what Kyle Shanahan did was he created a position for Debo so that he know that he can give him the ball in space, because he is Debo type. When he gets the ball, he turns into a fullback with separation, short area quickness, not long speed. But what benefited him was they created this position called wide back. West Coast offense, whether it's a tunnel screen, a smoke, a slant, or I line him up in the backfield, I'm going to give him that. He don't get a lot of separation. DBs even smaller than him can get inside his hips and ride him and push him where they need for him to be at, so that the other people can either knock him off of his route, jump route, get the ball. So what they did was they moved Debo around inside the slot. They moved him outside with a little hitch, little tunnel screens. So you got to be creative with Debo. Just running him on a basic route pattern will not work. But it's been his calling card since 2021. He does an amazing job when he get the ball in his hand, right? And he got decent speed to get away. He do got granny hips. He is a little too tall. He dictate where he's going. He's not fooling anyone. He's strong as an ox, though. So Debo, and we will see how Washington is going to operate and work and utilize him in their system. But Father Time is undefeated, right? And he's about a step and a half slower than what he used to be. So it's going to be intriguing to see what he's going to do with the Washington team. And sometimes he's a little confrontational. So we will see how the mixture of blend. Now, Scary Terry, who wasn't scary until last year, again, he is their creme de la creme. He is still holding out. He want his bag. He want his money. I'm going to see how long will the Washington team go without Terry. And if he's your de facto number one wide receiver, and you got Noah Brown, and you got, what's the guy, number 13 that used to be here? What's his name? Tip of my tongue. Boy, I'm getting memory fog right here. Michael Gallup, right? Now, that's the sassiest. I ain't going to say it too loud. Did I say it too loud? That's the sassiest wide receiver room in the league. Did I say that loud? Oops. But when you have them three out there, I mean, it's not going to be that much of a threat to us. Now, all of them checks Washington been putting out, we'll see if they're going to be able to cash them checks, or they're going to bounce, right? Or they're going to bounce, because at the end of the day, you can sit on routes with Debo. and you better have some shape, form, or fashion of run game. And if you don't have that in Debo and the teams know you're going to pass all day, okay, we loaded. We're going to take over. That's just for what it is, Cowboy Nation. We are not in any harm or threat of us versus Debo by himself, right? So they better make sure that they get their affairs in order. Law, both of them hurt. This is from Brandon Dunson, man. Oh, wow. The buffet package. Okay, all right. T Cowboys 757 says, preach, Law, preach. Debo route equals Subway 1 foot long. I feel you on that. But there's no shade at Debo when I'm telling the truth. And that's just for what it is. I just get it. I get it that the Cowboys last season didn't have an ultimate record, but it is for what it is. We got a super
City
chat.
Kid Charles $5. Okay, enough is enough. Eric, you've been sitting in here very comfortable. Time for you to pay up. Or else. Bye-bye.
Okay. Hey, they're going to hold you in contempt, Eric. You got old fines right now for $20 to $25 that keep you alive in this session. Extortion time. So you got how many minutes, Sadiq? Hey, you better pay up, Eric. And you got your name back up here, old head, young bull, Eric. You better pay up. If not, man, they're going to hold you in contempt. They're going to hold you in contempt. Or you better sit back and stay smooth, Yes, indeed. Yeah. You better sit back and stay smooth with it, because if not, the collector is collecting. All right, so the topic line, there was a report from SI.com, and the article reads from Matthew. It states that the Cowboys entering the danger zone with a potential one-year wonder. Now, before I read this article, before we go into details of this article, if it don't smell right, and you been in the same situation with the items that don't smell right, and you got to keep it clean, I need for you to stay in control or to get in control. And the best way that you need to do to keep in control is to take the washcloth, right, and some good old soap, clean it off, and then apply some of this right here onto your body. Let's talk about control. And first and foremost, I'm talking about control body odor, and that's anywhere. And all you have to do is shop.mando and get $5 off of your starter pack, and that's over 40% with promo code LAW. Shopmando.com. Let's go. I use this body wash odor control, full body control with Mando. They have the product here, and they also have deodorant that you apply under the arm for 72 hours of odor control. You want to be in control. And speaking of control, they also have the product that you can apply all over the body, the invisible cream, and it also fights for 72 hours. Look, it's all about being in control. And with Mando, man, they control body odor anywhere. All you have to do is shop.mando, get $5 off your starter pack. That's over 40% with promo code LAW. Shopmando.com. Let's go, and let's stay in control of your odor. I love it.
Let's go, man! Let's go!
No doubt. So stay in control of your odor. Be sure to use Mando full body deodorant, and you can apply it all over your body, and it lasts up to 72 hours, man. So if you want to stay in control and be in control, double protection, man, use Mando. You see it right here. Whole body, put it on your feet, put it in between them toenails and everything, and it'll last up to 72 hours. So make sure you wash in between them toes too, though, and then apply it. And they do have the Mando soap, so be sure to utilize and use that as well. The invisible cream, it works. Just take my word for it. Got Sadiq Charles with a super
Charles
chat.
$5. Eric, you have up until 6's time to pay up. Yes, you owe 25.00 ACCORDING to my records.
Oh, man, the court records are confirmed. Judge Sadiq Charles is going to hold you in contempt you know, and you're going to be banned for at least or put into the shadow realm for at least 30 minutes or such, or for 5 to 6 minutes, however that thing works. So the clock is ticking, man. Hey, ask Grandma and them, Eric, you said you are my cousin, so go ask Ashaniqua, Pookie, and Ray Ray for that $25, man. Hey, I suggest you to go reach into that savings. I know you got a 501(c)(3) that you work for or something like that, or 401k. Yeah. You work for 501(c)(3). 401k. I know you got 401k. Go ahead and give me that big lump sum, bro. Just go ahead and pay it up for the year. You know, just go ahead and pay up for the year. You know, and you'll be good to go for talking from here to there. So yeah, Eric. So be sure to pay it up, man. Pay it up. But where I was at is with the aspect of this article right here. Not this article, not that article. Where this article went to? Where are you? Here I am. How do you do? All right, so Cowboys entering danger zone with potential one-year wonder. Now, I think that's disrespectful. Do you guys see DaRon Bland being a one-year wonder? Did DaRon Bland only have one good year? Because I'm looking at, I think every year was solid. Last year, everybody, man, gets a mulligan to a degree. To a degree, everybody gets a mulligan, man. You know, it was last year, historically, almost damn near historically bad defense. Coaches wasn't really dedicated to coaching. They was always asking around, hey, man, y'all hiring? I had a coach to reach out to me and say, hey, Law, you hiring? You know, I'm like, no, hey, man, hey. I'm an independent, man. I don't got no hirings, no openings yet, man, but I look out for you, you know. That's how it was last year. That's how bad it was, man. They were asking me, man, do I know anybody that can get them a job? But this year, everybody got them at least a 2 to 3 year contract. Man, it feels good going into work knowing that you're not going to get fired or laid off due to the performance of individuals that's really not down for the team or for the cause. So it's good that these guys are not on one-year rentals. They are here for a while, and they're going to coach up these players to the max capabilities. But if you believe that DaRon Bland was a one-year wonder, put 1 in the chat. If you ultimately don't believe that, let me see how many 26 we can get in this chat, because you guys, y'all should know that Bland, Law Nation hiring firm, DP, yeah, that was crazy, man. Yeah. Let me know. Let me know, because I this is a real true story. It's real true, honest, open dialogue that I want. How do y'all feel about 26? Ed says, hey, it's 26. Swain said, look, pay DB, man. Pay DaRon Bland. Unlucky says, yeah, he's kind of was a one-year dude, you know. Elijah Robinson, 26. Chris May says 26. Appreciate you. Pole Nation, appreciate you. Totem Pole Nation. He said, love the content. Appreciate you. Unlucky says, man, just prove it. I ain't going to hold him to that. Sky Pilot, 26. Ace Boogie, 26. So majority rules. Like majority of you guys, Eric Randolph, you know, he agrees, 26. So most of you guys know. Here's my total take on it. What's the pick six record that he done had? How many pick sixes he done had? How many pick sixes he done had? What's the pick six record? And how many interceptions he had year to year? Like, it's literally, you don't get those things by mistake. You know, I mean, I can understand. I can literally understand if you get probably like 1 interception, 2 maybe. But this dude, he's been getting interceptions. He didn't get none last year. All right, so let me pull it up. Let me see what he got. In 2023, he had 9. So he had six pick sixes is the record. Okay. You don't get them by mistake. maybe one or two, but you don't get 6 of them by mistake. You don't accidentally fall into it 6 times. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't. Ladies, can y'all close your ears? And if you're under 21, can you close your ears? I mean, you don't hit up Nia Long and Halle Berry in their prime by mistake and say, hey, man, guess what happened to me? Man, I was out at the club and I just bumped into Halle Berry. And, hey, you know, things didn't happen, man. And, yeah, the other night, hey, I was in the nightclub and I bumped into Nia Long. It just happened that way. And Jada Pinkett before Tupac, or a little bit while she was with Tupac, you just don't do that while they're in their primes and say, hey, man, it didn't happen again, you know? Yeah. Those things just don't happen, man, you know? Yeah. So it's just for what it is, man. You just don't have those type of things by mistake and say, hey, man, I saw you the other night, you were with Holly and them. Yeah, I'm with Halle Berry, you know. Yeah, man, the other night I saw you with Janet Jackson in her prime. You know, yeah, man, it was just lucky, man, just lucky to be in the building. And then it just keep happening. Those things just don't happen. Let me know, guys. Let me know. I'm talking to the fellas. Ladies, close your ears. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and close your eyes and all of this good stuff. But you just don't get those things by mistake, man. Let me know if I'm wrong. All right, Eric, man.
Damn!
Eric, old head young bull. Stuart $9.99. She needs to go to Stalkers Anonymous or somewhere. I was having a great day otherwise.
$15 short, man, and 1 penny. So $15 and 1 penny short. But, man, all right, we'll give you at least until the top of the hour to spit your nonsense. And then after that, you can send another 10. You know, I know you got it, man. You don't have, you know, $15 and a penny short, bro.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Yeah, man, I just bumped into Lisa Ray, you know, just by accident, you know. Yeah, Destiny Child knocked out the whole crew by accident. You just don't have those things, man. Yeah, so he had literally 9 interceptions in 2023, and then in 2022, he had 5 of them. If I'm not mistaken, those are multiple years. How can you be a one-year wonder? Don't y'all know before Trayvon Diggs and before Deron Bland that we were praying for moments and days like this? We were wishing and hoping. Don't y'all know that Byron Jones played his entire career, and I think that he haven't equipped to 5 interceptions, you know, his entire career until he went off to Miami Land. I don't think that you can find 5 interceptions for him. And the DBs before that, we couldn't find, like the ball can hit them right in the hands and say, well, what are we supposed to do with it? Let's drop it, you know. So this guy, how can this be a one-year wonder? How, you know? And last year, even though I know that you guys don't do the grades, it's not as if he had terrible grades last year. Yeah. I mean, 90 overall, pass rush grade. I mean, he's not a pass rusher, but that's still a passing grade, 71. Rush defense, meaning that, hey, it is time to gun down, hit and field, 86.5. Hey, you can't get mad at that. And then coverage grade at 89.9. What you want it to be, 95? What you want it to be, 95? Yeah. So at the end of the day, could he been better? Yeah, but I'm looking at these type of things, and of course, he only had 436 snaps, 3 pass breakups. So, I mean, that was last year, and he was coming off of an injury. And I think that Jerry Jones and company need to go ahead and solidify a paying his brother before anything else. So that's how I look at it. That's how I perceive to look at these type of things. So, it states here that the Dallas Cowboys cornerback DeRon Bland put together an historic campaign in 2023, returning 5 INTs for a touchdown and picking off 9 passes overall. Bland has made the Pro Bowl and earned first-team All-Pro selection for his efforts, right? So, I tell you what, since they want to see, they hate the Cowboys. You know, they hate the Cowboys. And I'm going to go Patrick Surtain. And comparison is the thief of all joy, right? Right? All right, so when we look at this brother, literally, they gave him Defensive Player of the Year. His overall grade, 85. His run defense was 80. His coverage grade was a little bit lower than Bland. Okay, and then we look at this, of course. What we looking at? Solo tackle, 39. 4 INTs. What he did the previous year. Let's see what he did the previous year. Okay, he had 1 INT, and he had 2 INTs. I get it. People going to say, hey, they didn't throw the ball his way. 4, but consistently, if we are talking just ball and we looking at the stat lines, and I'm not saying that Deron Bland is better than Pat Surtain, but damn it, his production is. Yeah, because if Pat Surtain played for the Cowboys, they'll be looking at this thing a whole lot different. They'll be looking at it from a different lens, right? But by him playing for the Denver Broncos, whereas a third of their games not even on primetime TV, and I remember vividly that one team put up over probably 70 points while he was out there. It didn't happen to Bland, but that's a whole nother conversation. Surtain is nice. I'm not taking that away from him. But everybody know that this super chat, let's read it.
City Kid Charles, $5. Eric, I am not letting off your neck yet. I'm only going to give you until 6:30 to pay up 15.00. Since you want to be slick with yo, I really mouthed.
Ooh, hey, yeah. Sadiq Charles is on the money right there. And don't spoil me with a good time. Overall, of course, Surtain is better. Don't get me wrong with it. But if we basing this off of productions and productivity, then the year, and all I'm saying is to fight for my guy, the year of 2023, in any category, in any situation, in every situation, this kid performed in 2023 light years ahead of, dare I say, Pat Surtain. You can't really paint the picture that he didn't do it otherwise. You can't. Outside of the Cowboys' biasness. Because if he played for any team, DP, what was
Darren
it?
Posey, $5. Law buddy about to call YouTube and Frenkel.
What happened, man? Wait a minute, DP. Who about to? Wait a minute, let me see. Law buddy about to call. Oh, you talking about Eric? Call him and tell him Law sent me. Yeah, yeah. He gonna get him. What he gonna sue? He gonna sue Law Nation for discrimination practices. Law Nation discriminate. Who is he discriminate against? Eagle fans. He's extortion. Extortion law. He's extorting all Eagles fans. Here's the bottom line truth, Eric. The bottom line truth is all you got to do is go where you're celebrated and not tolerated, right? Because right here, we just tolerate you. But your tolerations, and we really appreciate your tolerations for the nation by donations, because that's the only way. There's no ifs, ands, and buts around it, man. You are helping me out. So when I go to Oxnard, and it's time for me to get finished from practicing, after baking in that nice weather, because it's going to be 70 degrees. I still going to have my hoodie on and everything. But after Oxnard, and I go down there, and excuse my French, I ain't going to say it, but after I leave and shower, and I go to that restaurant to get me a steak about the size of your back, I'm going to be saying, yeah, thank you so much, Eric. Yeah, thank you for helping grow the nation. Because I'm going to make sure I give me a big old steak and some potatoes, man, after I done worked my tail off at Oxnard. And I'm going to dedicate that steak to all of them dollars you sent. So continue Continue to send that money in. You know what I mean? Yeah. So all of that crying, asking and begging. Hush your mouth. Hush your mouth over here, man. So what I'm getting at, by metric alone, overall grade 85.6, run defense 80.5, coverage 87. But if you take my dog Bland in his best year, 90, 86, 89. I'm not campaigning to pay Bland, but I am. It's just crazy. And I get it. People going to say, well, that's because Bland played against the number 2s and the number 4s, the number 5s, and number 6. They didn't put those asterisks by Tom Brady's name when he had to play when he was in his prime. The Miami Dolphins twice a year, they was trash, garbage can juice. The Jets, they were trash, and he had to play against the Bills. Pre-Joshua Allen, they was trash and all of this stuff. Hey, and when he beat up them boys and went straight to the playoff, nobody talk about, who was his opponents and stuff. Everything is derived of breaking down and beating up the Cowboys. Have you ever noticed that? The NFC East was the NFC least when we start winning, but now we losing. Now everybody's saying, oh, man, the NFC East is pretty good now. You got to watch out for the NFC East, But at the end of the day, they do that to sully and denigrate. But watch. When we break everybody necks and we start dominating again for the 2025 year, watch how they going to pivot and say, hey, man, it's the NFC least. The Cowboys just bully and beat up common opponents. They don't do it against good teams. Well, I can't wait. But it is for what it is, Cowboy Nation. Let me get back to this article. Man, we can't even finish this article. Let me see what they're going to say. Hold on. Bland was an interception machine. We're just going to paraphrase over his first 2 NFL seasons, collecting 14 picks in the total between 2022 and 2023. However, he really has only had one great year, so paying like a near elite player at his position would be dangerous. Hey, whoever wrote this, let me just say this one more time.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
Because he only been here for 3 years. What the hell you want? What the F you want him to do? And that what gets me here and there, is that these articles come out and they like to sully and denigrate our players coming off of an injury. What, he's supposed to have 10 interceptions after he broke his foot and say, hey, come on back. He's supposed to be good. No. I can't make this stuff up. What we got? Let me see what we got here. Okay. Let me see. Close the door. I gotta let AI Tisha read this one. Then hold on with it. Come on with it. Appreciate you for your support. All right. Now get it ready to read, girl, because we got to hear what Sadiq Charles had to say. AI, read what's in blue to my right on the screen.
Super chat, Sadiqa. Charles Eric, your pockets will never pay out what I pay to support Law. You only see what I send Law on YouTube. You do not see what I donate behind doors.
Preach, girl. Yes, indeed. Oh, my God. Yeah, I love that fight. Y'all keep fighting. But Sadiq Charles is a very strong supporter of the nation, and not just Law Nation, but for all silver and blue, and I really appreciate what she do. And this Oxnard trip probably won't even be possible without her and a few other supporters, man. So I really appreciate her and all what she's doing. And she do, even in this time.
And they understand the cost that is involved.
Yeah. We are hitting a mini recessions right now. Gas is at its all-time height. You know, people getting fired left and right that work for the government. DEI been dismantled, and even if you work for Tesla, man, they talking about evoking, you know, some of the sponsorships that he was getting from the government from supplemental costs and stuff like that. So yeah, but I do love the reigning endorsements. That helps alleviate a lot of things here as an independent guy over here. It's difficult over here, ladies and gentlemen. But I can't put this on Bland for getting hurt. You're going to get hurt. And we got to stop dismantling and sullying and denigrating players who play through injuries or come back and forced to come back early due to injuries to help this team out, and then they still get defecated upon. It's just crazy work, man. Nasty work, all of those works that's not good for us, man. So speaking of that, you know, if you are at work and these type of things that happening, right? And let me see if these type of things happen. God dang. If this happened to you while you at work, man, you already know. Man. Yeah. She fell in slow motion, didn't she? Why would she do that?
Didn't see that there, did you?
She held on to that baby. Hey, go get the baby. Go get the baby. Go get the baby. Go get the baby.
Baby!
The baby. Go get the baby. Damn. Man, it's an evil world we live in. Yeah, but this one right here just that diabolical right there. All right, so if that happened to you while you at work, especially while you on the clock somewhere, you know, in a doctor or office, and you one of the assistants, and you trying to put something together, and that happened, look, let me tell y'all who you need to reach out to.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first. Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
No doubt. That is 817 or 214 and all the three that you can dial. Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers. They are here, located here in the heart of Dallas. And by speaking of being here in the heart of Dallas, they have a combined of over 100 years of experience. So when you pick up that phone and you call them, they know exactly what needs to be done and what should be done. So reach out to our partners, Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers. And only if you can't get a hold to that number, visit FrenkelFirm.com. You can go to the website and fill it out. They'll be able to help you out from there. Let's get it. Come on. Call my phone, hit my line. I got from the 214. You're live on the nation, my dog. What's good with you, man? Talk to me, man.
A lot. What's happening? I got a theory that I kind of want to get your opinion on.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the clip of Michael Irvin going at it with Dion, and it kind of brought up a thought in my head. I haven't really filtered it all the way out, but my theory is, I think, what if wide receivers today have better routes than receivers back in the day? Now, I know this is sacrilegious. I know this may be blasphemous.
No. Hold. Say that again. Say that again one more time.
So, what do you think about receivers? I know this is sacrilegious, blasphemous, all that. I'm just posing the question. Do you think receivers now have better routes and releases than the receivers from back in the day? I'm not talking about their overall how good they were as receivers, because they in the history books. We talking about Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Michael Irvin, Shannon Sharp, Sterling. They in the history books.
You brought a brilliant point. There are some receivers, and this is no shade at them. We're gonna say this. There's no shade at them that wouldn't exist during those time frames. Like the Julian Edelmans, the Cole Beasleys of the world, they wouldn't exist because, for one, and Lamb to a degree, I'm only saying this because of the way the temperaments was when you got a play across the middle, right? You get what I'm saying? Or when you're at the top of the route, they can mug you. I'm talking about the contact was different during that time frame. That the NFL done soften up and water it down to a degree where it's an advantage for the wide receivers in modern day football opposed to when Irvin played or when the 80s and the 70s. You get what I'm saying? So there are some receivers that probably wouldn't even exist at all. They would have said, you know what, it's too brutal of a game. And the greatest case of that is we saw a piece of it, the greatest show on turf. They was gone immediately when they played against the Patriots, Ty Law and all of them boys, when they was mugging them. And they said, you know what, we got to soften up the lead because that was terrible on how the greatest show on turf was not even able to exist a little bit further because of the physicality that those guys brought to the table.
Yeah, and that's what I think too, because like the way, like the mentality that the receivers back in the day had, like they was more blue collar. They was rough. They was rugged. They was just built like Michael Irvin, just built different. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Rice just built different. Chris Carter built different.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking about, like, in a vacuum, the route running. Odell Beckham routes. If I can compare him to some of the receivers back in the day, Odell may have a one up. You know what I'm saying? CD even may have a one up.
Maybe. But it's just a different story. All of that all that saucy stuff.
Yeah.
Look, that shit don't exist, man. If I can jam you inside and redirect you, push you out of bounds, when I can force you out of bounds, you can't be the first person to touch it. You know, that all of that stuff, you just got to put that to the side now. You know, it looks nice now because you can do it, right? But the projections of, like, even defensive backs or, dare I say, safeties changed. It changed, altered Roy Williams' career. When they took away, look, I kid y'all not, Roy Williams was on his way to be like an all-pro. You know what I'm saying? But when they changed the rule where you got to allow the receiver to catch the ball, turn and get upfield, that took away half of the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it used to be a situation where I wish. What's that?
So what about when so once you pass the jam, though, once the receiver get off the jam that you're talking about, what about when you get into the meat and potatoes of your route? I'm talking. What about then though?
That's when when you're Merton Hanks of the world with that long, you know what I'm saying, body, Ronnie Lots of the world, Steve Atwater, you know, Brock Marion, you know, that's when them boys, that's when safeties used to be able to just say, all right, you got off the jam, you free now, we gonna let you catch it. We gonna let you catch it, and we finna send you off to the heavens, you know. But now you gotta let them catch it, and then you not only people fail to realize the rule now. You not only got to allow them to catch it, you gotta allow them to turn to make a football move, and then you can hit. Don't you know how much restraints? Like Sean Taylor, may he rest in peace. That brother was out there in Pro Bowl, you know what I'm saying, and knocking heads off, you know. So it was like, hey, we gonna have to switch up these rules, man. But that's why That's why I was saying like Julian Edelman and no offense to my guy Cole Beasley, them boys probably wouldn't even exist, you know. Shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good point because I think a lot of receivers that's probably the first thing. I mean, that's probably the first thing they would say. Like Michael Irvin would probably give me that response if I were to ask him. They would probably say exactly what you just said. So that's a good point.
But see, here's the craziest thing. So like I had put that clip, I had repurposed that clip on Instagram, right? And they were saying like pushed off on the top of the route. I was like, shit, that's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed. That's when football you're supposed to get busy with it at the top of the routes. The officials never call that at the top. You know what I'm saying? And you got to get aggressive at the top of the route so that you can get separation. But now that's a penalty. You can't extend, you can't move your arm. You got to allow that stuff to be that stuff, you know.
Yeah. This my the last point I wanted to say. In this upcoming preseason, I don't want to see Dak sitting on the bench. We don't need Dak to be going through the preseason in the regular season. That's one of the things that I hated. One of the main things that I hated with Mike McCarthy too is that he do that type of shit. You know, so that we bet not see that this upcoming year, man.
Yeah.
Other than that, I appreciate what you do, Law. And I'm gonna holler at you, man.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, man. Good call for my guy Darius, man. Y'all gotta understand, man. Leroy Butler, man. Shoot. My God, man. There are people like when they made. Who was that linebacker that started the CTE for Antonio Brown? I mean, he was almost laid out lifeless. He played for the Cincinnati Bengals. He would be still considered a great linebacker if he played in the 80s or the 90s. But by him playing in the mid-2000s, it was like, hey, this dude, man, he's a terrible player. But that's how football is supposed to. Look, I'm just telling y'all, man. What was his name? He used to play for Cincinnati. And what was his name? Vontaze Burfict. Just in a matter of decades. If he played 2 decades before that time frame, he'd be considered a legend. You're right. He'd be considered, hey, this is what football is about, right? But by him playing in modern day football, he's a terrible player. That's how it was. Charles Haley and Ken Norton back in those, that's how it was. Ronnie Lott broke his damn finger and said, look, I just play without the finger. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, you get a sprained finger or something like that, they sit you out for 2-3 weeks. Right. Yeah, Vontaze Burfict. He's considered a dirty player. Literally, he's considered a dirty player. But the man was he just played football. It used to be, it was disrespectful to call a hitch or a comeback route in the middle of the field for somebody who's 6 foot, 190 pounds. That used to be disrespectful. And you would have to pay that fine to go through the middle of the field. Like, that used to be, look, think about the defensive coordinators and think about the offensive coordinators when it was time to dial up a play. So that's why you needed a Jay Novacek. That's why you needed a Moose Johnson. But nowadays, shoot, you can be 5'8", 164, maybe 170 pounds, and catch a ball in the middle of the field. And you, by the order of the law of football, you got to, as a defender, you got to allow that kid to catch the ball, turn to make a football move. I mean, that alone destroyed Roy Williams' career. That alone destroyed a lot of real heavy hitters' careers by allowing to be ultra disciplined. And to this day, it's still a real thing that people get frowned upon. And believe it or not, to a degree, it's subjective. It's subjective. A late hit. I've seen CeeDee Lamb. Now, CeeDee Lamb, I take some of this stuff back. CeeDee Lamb is slim. He's slim fit. He is smaller frame. He's bigger now, but as smaller frame he would still catch those balls and get up. And then he showed a lot of toughness by playing with that separated shoulder. Yeah. Turpin. Look, they would have looked at Turpin one time and said, hey, let him catch it. They would have said, let him catch that slant. Let him catch it. Let him catch it. Yeah. Let him catch it. And the linebacker would have said, hey, I want some. Yeah. It would have been like a OnlyFans video. Y'all see the OnlyFans video with all of the fellas and one lady? Yeah. That would have been him. They would have buried him. And I'm not taking that away, and I'm not saying that Cavante Turpin probably wouldn't have made the league in the 1980s and as well as 1990s. But the facts are the facts. So now it's the football on the offensive side is more flashy. Have y'all noticed that? I mean, people are running out there without shin guards, without knee pads, with the smaller shoulder pads. Like running, Emmitt Smith had fullback pads on almost. But there was a guy with linebacker. Remember they used to play with a neck roll? Them boys was ready to hit. Sheesh. They played with the damn Brian Cox, I believe his name. You fool around, come across that middle, Brian Cox is there. That neck roll and them big old pads, boy, he would decapitate. There was a guy played for the Steelers. Was it Cornell Lake? Ooh. I mean, that boy was so, like, nowadays, they probably put him on edge rusher only. Cornell Lake, I believe, played safety. But brother was a linebacker. You come across there, you'd be like, man, I'm just going to play basketball. There was so many people that was intimidated by playing football. They said, man, let me just go ahead and play some basketball, man, and get that done, Yeah. Ace Boogie said, I used to wear all of the pads. Yes, indeed. Neck roll, shin guards, knee pad, hip pads. Come on with it. Yeah, Emmett had them Larry Allen pads on. And, hey, probably why he didn't stay hurt, hip guards, butt pads, everything. Because they will send you to the shadow realm. But modern-day football now is by class. Now you're seeing more and more defensive players playing without, like, it probably helped LVE career out if he played with the neck roll. He played with the Brian Cox pad. He probably helped his career out. I got my guy, Hood Quavius, man, from the 4A4 Hoodie Kush, the basement boys in the building, man. Talk to me, man.
What's up with the Hoodie Kush here from the Basement Boys. How's everybody today?
Man, everybody's good, man. They talking about Jack Lambert, man. That brother played without teeth, man. You know you had to be a crazy guy. Yeah.
We gotta go that far back. Just the sight of Brian Urlacher coming across the middle, she's scared.
And Brian Urlacher, believe it or not, he played in the soft generation. Can you imagine? But he was still hitting though. Woo! Brian Urlacher would hit you. Him and the other guy, I forgot his name, the brother. Man, there was a good tandem over there in Chicago.
As far as he was saying, the first caller, right? He said something about the wide receivers, the differences between the wide receivers then and the wide receivers now. You can have that argument about the basketball players then and the basketball players now. Now you get a foul call for just blowing on a dude. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, you had to bleed to get a foul call. You know what I'm saying? It's just the evolution. It's the evolution. Like if you're gonna say that certain wide receivers couldn't have made it back then, you're almost kidding yourself, because you're gonna say this, right?
Right.
Back then, let's make no bones about it. It was a man's game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The early 90s, that was a man's game.
It's man. Yeah.
Okay. But now it's like, it's still a man's game, but it's just the evolution of it all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Skills, man. Like, these kids do have skills. They're able to create separation. Now, you're right. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn about all that jab step. If somebody's dancing you the entire time for the first 5 yards, you can't do nothing. I don't care who you are, unless you're Calvin Johnson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Other than that, you know what I'm saying? But the evolution of the game and then the rules, of course, made it so that these kids can actually showcase their skills, as opposed to back in the day, you had to have raw power in order to be a wide receiver. Because you're going up against some heavy hitters. You're going up against dudes who who not only can cover you, but they're physical enough to beat you. Like there wasn't. You can ask,
but you're right though. You're right though to add in basketball because they created their rule, the touch foul. I mean, because you had one of the greatest guys that was going up, and he was the unknown guy, Jordan, right? But he couldn't get past the Pistons because they beat the hell out of him, right? So it was like, look, we got to soften it up because this guy's too spectacular, and I'm not taking away from Jordan, right? But you got to do what sells. You got to do what the playmakers need to do in order to win. So it took him 6 or 7 years to get beyond because they said, you know what, he's too great. He's too and rules are made for that. You remember, I think they changed the rule even for Peyton Manning. You remember they went. I think it was a postseason, a playoff game. And the overtime rule was whoever the first person scored, they win. But Peyton Manning was so great that the announcers were saying that, hey, man, they should change the rule where both sides get an opportunity because it's a sad that the Colts have terrible defense and the spectacular Peyton Manning that threw for over 50 touchdowns don't get a chance to get one shot at it in overtime, right? But that's life. We grew up in an era. You by my age, right? Yeah. You by my age. So we grew up in the era where sudden death was really sudden death. There's no more sudden death in football no more.
The team is getting cut. What we mean by sudden death, what the viewers need to understand, there's a subtle thing between sudden death and sudden death. Okay. Now, sudden death in our era was sudden death. You get one shot, and probably 9 times out of 10, half of your team is being carted off the field. Yeah. That's sudden death. Sudden death nowadays, everybody gets a shot. Everybody gets a shot. You know what I'm saying? That's their sudden death. Both teams get a chance to score. Nobody scores. Okay, next score wins, and it could be a field goal. If you got a Brandon Aubrey on your squad or Justin Tucker, then all you got to do is get to the 50. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the sudden death now. But back then, no, it was touchdown or nothing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, they fought for that.
Yeah. But they keep watering it down, and then it's subjective. It's subjective. Because if you put your finger like this when Tom Brady, after he threw a pass, you do like this, penalty. But you can knock someone else off the grid and say, get back up. He's a bigger guy, you know. So it's just crazy, bro. Mm-hmm.
We've seen it. We saw it in the Buffalo game. All year long, even after Tua gets knocked out and starts throwing up gang signs, Dak Prescott gets hit the same way. They say nothing. They say nothing, but they flag Zach Martin for coming to his aid. Like, that's crazy. But think about Joe Theismann. Yeah. Back in the day, he got his legs snapped. They didn't change the rule. But when somebody cracked Tom Brady from the knee, that's when the rule changed. Now you can't hit a quarterback below the knee. Right. When Joe Theismann was playing, they didn't have that rule. It was all or nothing.
All or nothing, man.
Like the profession you go into, you're not going into it blind. If you think you're going to be a football player and think that nothing could ever happen to you, you'll go your entire 10-year career without getting injured, you're kidding yourself. Even now, because it may not even, you know what they call it, the non-contact injuries.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
and you seeing more. It's crazy. You seeing more and more soft tissue issues, ACLs being snapped and teared and ripped apart more than anything than the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Like literally every year. I'm not gonna say wood. You see a prominent player that you like, damn, he's out for the year. That didn't happen that much in the 80s and the 90s. You know.
No, it didn't.
In the early 2000s.
I wanted to touch on something.
Touch on it, man. Touch on it. Yeah.
The DeRon Bland thing.
Mm-hmm.
How for the life of me, this man hasn't won a Defensive Player of the Year in 2023 is beyond me. Right. How somebody is saying he's a one-hit wonder Milli Vanilli type dude is beyond me.
Right.
It's beyond me. His rookie year, he takes over for Jordan Lewis. He only played 7 games, I think. Yeah. Maybe. I think he played 7 games. Mm-hmm. Those 7 games, he amassed 5 interceptions. Rookie year, and a slot, a position he's never played before. Year 2, he comes out and breaks the pick 6 record, not by accident. Not by accident.
Yeah.
The first one maybe. The first pick six, maybe.
Maybe,
But the 5 after that, that was calculated.
Yeah.
That's calculated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then to still have 9 interceptions? Come on. He ain't a one-hit wonder. Cut it out.
I hate that for him.
Patrick Surtain was a one-hit wonder, if you ask me.
But and I'm a little biased out for Pat Surtain. He was my DB1, and coming out of college, and Roll Tide and all of this good stuff. Follow his father's career too. And the thing is, when I look at Surtain, I know that teams don't try to force the ball his way. He's nice with it, but the production is a production. You don't grade players off of false production, right? You only grade them off of the real tangible things, but they cherry pick those, just like when I hear people talk about turnover worthy plays or plays that your arts of separation, this quarterback is this and that. But when you are running vanilla plans, and just like what the last caller said yesterday when he was talking about every team that you see, like the top 5 quarterbacks or the top 10 quarterbacks, they have defense married with that particular quarterback, or they have run game. We're the only team that's one-dimensional, but we still get hit with all of those other things that I'd be like, damn, can we just get a running back to average at least 3.5 or 4 yards per tote, right? Can we get a defense that's not just takeaway team, but can we stop the run? And these are the things that we haven't had in Dallas, but when we express those thoughts, they kind of gloss over it.
True. Now, I'm not saying I'm not going to go out on a limb and say, Deron Bland is Deion Sanders. You didn't see any of those picks in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like when it actually matters. I mean, it all matters. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It all matters. But when it's time to nut up or shut up, you gotta produce. You gotta stay consistent. And unfortunately, for this team, not just a single player. Let me make an extreme point on that.
Right.
It's not just a single player. It's the team. You have to be consistent, and the team hasn't been consistent. You know what I'm saying? Like we amassed 64 sacks in 2 years, and you mean to tell me y'all can only muster up 1 sack in the playoffs as a collective?
Yeah,
that's a team issue.
That's a team issue, man. Yeah,
that's a team issue.
I mean, I'm just, man, you get me pumped up just by hearing you talk, because here's the thing. By me knowing that this coaching staff, they ain't about that bullshit, man. They ain't about that bullshit.
I can tell. I honestly can tell. Listen. Most people call it Kool-Aid. I call it realism. I call it realism. If you go back and look at the track record of each of these coaches, right, from Eberflus to Clayton Adams to Connor Riley in college to Junior Adams in college to Shoddy with the Jets, the Chargers, the Seahawks, all these dudes have one thing in common.
What's that?
Success.
Come on.
It may not be the ultimate goal success. Shoddy's almost gotten there. He's been to, I want to say, 2 AFC championships and 1 NFC championship, 1 with Seattle and two AFC championships with the Jets with, dare I say, Mark Sanchez.
Yeah.
Dare I say, Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez, the butt fumble that he is. Yeah.
Mark Sanchez.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if people would, all right, fine. Nobody wanted Shoddy. Nobody was beating down your door talking about give me Shoddy. We didn't have a successful team for you to want to pluck our coaching staff.
Yeah.
We didn't have a successful team. Jeff Blasco? Seriously? Like,
no
who
doubt.
wants Jeff Blasco? Like, come on.
Man, boy, you spitting the truth. But in closing, man, what else you got for me before I let you go?
In closing, I am 17 subscribers away from being able to go live with you guys. So if you can help me out by subscribing to the channel,
right?
All I need is 17, and then I can go live as much as you guys want. I am off for the next 2 months due to paternity leave. I have a baby basement boy downstairs, and 2 other basement kids. So, I mean, I want to give you guys the best experience I can give. So, I mean,
congratulations on that, man. Was it a boy or a girl, man? What you about to? Boy. Okay.
Boy.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, people think that I think I like the Eagles or something because I named my kid Donovan. That has nothing to do with it.
Ezraku. Donovan Ezraku. You know, he's on the Cowboys. There you go. You know.
There you go.
But put Law in there. Donovan Law, Quavius. Appreciate you, man. But man, congratulations, man. Use that paternity leave and all of that good stuff, man, and just enjoy that moment and all we want is, like you said, a healthy baby, man, and everything else work its way out, you know. Yes, indeed. Yeah, 10 fingers, 10 toes. Mm-hmm.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them?
For life. Oh, keep doing what you do, bro. Keep doing what you do.
No doubt, man. I thank you, man. That's Hood Quavius, Hoodie Kush, Basement Boy from the 484. Y'all be sure to follow him, man. He got 17 subscribers away. So put your not website, but put your YouTube channel in the chat, and we will see if I can share it. Hood Quavius Jr. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. You gotta say Law Quavius. Hey, Law Quavius, man. Make a hoodie, man. Put Law Quavius down in the chat, man. You know that. Hey, Law Quavius. Now, yeah, Law Quavius Christopher. You know that's still a nice name. You know, Law Quavius Christopher, and whatever your last name may be. You know, Christopher is my middle name, by the way. You know, I think that's one of the dopest names in the world, Christopher. You know. Chris who stole fur, Longquavius, Christopher Johnson or something like that. Yes, indeed. Swain says Obama pullout game was weak. They calling you Obama, man. That's crazy. But Hood Quavius Jr., that would be a good name for him. And he's 17 subscribers away, so y'all do me a huge favor, man. Subscribe to my guy Hood Quavius from the Hoodie Kush. And let me know. And I don't know if I probably got it blocked where you can't post links, but hold on. Let me see if you got a link in there. Let me know if when you post your page, bro. And maybe if I can just pull it up. I think I am subscribed to you. Hold on. Go to YouTube. And I can't put in Hood Quavius, but that's a good name, dog. You ought to, Basement. I think I am subscribe to you, Basement Boys. Yeah, they say get out of the basement, Yeah, boom.
Hot dog ain't no relish. Yo, I know that she.
Boy, that boy rapping on these Basement Boys. He got out of 22 videos, you got some competition, bro, with that name. Out of 22 videos, he got 193 subscribers, So I know this ain't you, but this dude rapping though. Yeah. These Basement Boys. So let me see. You got to be 1.6 million. Boy, you got some competition with that username, Basement Boys. Let me know when you put it down in the chat, dog. Cause I know we got. Just put it in there without the link, and I'll highlight it, and I'll see if I can go to your page. There you go, right here. Hold on. I got you. Say less, bro. Go to channel. I'm gonna watch something. I subscribe. I just subscribed to you, bro. Yeah. Hold on. We building a nation. Hold on. All right. Boom.
You got us the poet $5. I want to see if Itisha can pronounce Loquavius. # Go Cowboys.
Yeah, she got it, boy. Loquavius. Hey, Loquavius Boys, baby. All right, hold on. Bear with me, man, while I pull up your channel, man. I thought I was already subscribed to it, but I guess I wasn't. I go here. We doing a little extenuate show right quick. Hold on with it. Come on with it. Hold on. It might be black on my end. Hold on. Boom. Let me make sure so it won't look crazy when I'm doing this. Boom. Y'all bear with me. Bear with me. Hail Mary. What do we have here now? You want to ride or die? Ride, da, 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 da. All right, I got you now, bro. I got you now. Hold on, boom.
What's up there, everybody? Hoodie Kush is in the building. Just here to talk about a few things. Nothing major. Just
All right, Hoodie Kush. I'm finna get you right quick. Boom. All right, so this Hoodie Kush. This Hood Quavius, right? The Basement Boys. All right. So bam. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do this, and then we're gonna do that. And boom, shakalaka, in the chat, y'all will see Hood Quavius channel, and that is his channel right here.
What's up there, everybody? Hoodie Kush is in the building.
Yeah.
Just here to talk about a few things. Nothing major.
I don't know if
Just,
it's choppy on my end or it's just yours, but there you go, dog. Subscribe to my guy, Hoodie Kush, and let's see what we can do from there. All right, it's Hood Quavius. All right, so with that being said, he had 39 subscribers. Let's see if we can get him to 50 at least, man. Come on, and let's get this going the best way possible, man. Let me check out your channel. Let me see what we got here. All right. You did a good job with putting down a Dallas Cowboys channel made by a Dallas Cowboy fan for Dallas Cowboys faithful fact and opinions are welcome. Just keep it classy. I want you want to capitalize that I right there, right? Yep. And then come on with it. Just giving you a little. I'll make sure. I'll turn my notifications on your channel. So when y'all subscribe, y'all click this button right here, turn notifications on, so you know when you go live. All right. So what we need to do here, I see you got your shorts. That's good, bro. Keep the shorts going. On the sports side, I need for you to do at least Hood Quavius. You got to give us more work, man. You got to grind, bro. I need at least one video a day. You can give me one video a day, 3 to 5 minutes, bro. One video a day, 3 to 5 minutes. It's dope that you got 45 subscribers right now, bro, based off of the simple strength. But what you got to do is you got to give us at least 40. You just give us one video a day, and everything will work its way out from here. You did good of doing the post right here. That's good. Create a playlist. That's good. That's a good playlist. Yeah. So what you got to do is one video a day, and all of these videos right here, put them in a playlist. Put them in a playlist. And share that playlist to your TikTok, if you can, to your Twitter or your X app, and find a Facebook community group and grow it from there. And we can get things going. And that's my channel review of the review of Hood Quavius. You got 49 subscribers, man. One more, man. We're going to have 50 of them, baby. Come on, baby. Come on with it. Come on with it. One more time, and one more person subscribe to my guy. I got big homage here in the building from the 202. You're live on the nation. Brought to you by Law Quavius of Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers. What you got for me?
How about them Cowboys?
Y'all. Let's get it.
I want to talk about Michael Irvin and then Deron Bland.
Come on with it.
Follow up on the previous calls.
Yeah.
But look, the game has changed, and it's more finesse, right? The rule changes on defense allows for these littler, quicker receivers who, if you had Roy Williams taking you down, you're not going to get back up, right? I mean, that's the reality. Or at least you're not going to go over the middle anymore, right? And speaking of middle, but that's fine. You got more points. The game's it's more entertaining. That's what they wanted, right? That's what they want. But Michael Irvin, let's just put him in perspective a little bit, because I don't think he gets enough due for what he did, not only for the team, but for Aikman and for football. But, man, when he would go over the middle and take shot after shot, but he would get those first downs.
Yeah.
No stick 'em, and he didn't have gloves like they have now.
Yeah.
So imagine if he had gloves. I don't remember him dropping many balls at all, but certainly if he had gloves, man, what additional catches he could have made. or at least with Aikman throwing the ball. But his impact on what he did, I think, did change the game.
Yeah.
It allowed Aikman to stay longer. And it was only when Irvin got hurt, I mean, everyone was getting older at that point. But
yeah,
I do think that's
why to this day, that's one of the thorns in my side are the Eagle fans. Because when Irvin was laid out, stretched out like Family Guy, they was cheering. They were celebrating like they won the Super Bowl that day, because Irvin was laid out.
That. You're right. Yeah. Right on their turf. I remember that. That was horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think after that, not that he was the direct cause of the rule changes, but he had to be like a flashpoint. Look, you had one of the top players in the NFL. Basically, his career ended.
Yeah.
Right, and then so they were looking at how to change the game. So, that's what Irvin. So I just don't think there's, Jerry Rice was a finesse. He was a tactician on those routes, but he wasn't going over the middle all the time and taking those poundings that he knew he was going to get hit. That was not Jerry Rice's game. That was Michael Irvin's bread and butter.
He was like
they
were feud, man. I know you was watching football in that era, and you was understanding a whole lot more than what I was when I was at that youth. But Bill Wash and what's the other guy, George Seifert, and all of those guys, they created a master plan for Joe Montana. I think what Joe was drafted in the 3rd or the 4th round, something like that.
Fourth round.
Fourth round.
It was 4th round.
And he considered had a water pistol for an arm, but he was deadly accurate. The ball come off, the delivery was really smooth. He went through his progressions really crazy. Like, he was just so systematic because of that system. Like, they didn't run these long, crazy routes, so slants. Your tunnel screens, your bubbles. What's the guy, Craig? He was able to Roger Craig.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
And what's the other kid? The other running back. What's his name? Tip of my tongue. But my God!
Now you got me. But
Raffman, whoever, they were. Yeah.
The fullback.
The fullback. Yeah. They had a system that was well oiled, right? And they were able to do that.
You're right.
Just a total different era, and that system was good for like at least 2 decades, bro.
Yeah, until Tom Brady. Whatever.
Yeah.
And whether they stole signals or not, that's a whole other issue. Another call on what happened with that. But and with Deron Bland, let's put him in perspective as well. You're right about 3 years, but what he did in those 3 years, other than getting injured in the last year, But those pick sixes, just think about it. It's hard to get picks anyway. Then to convert those turnovers to a pick six, and do it in such style.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen anything like it, and it's been over 40 years.
Yeah,
that's history making. You just don't do that by mistake. That's not a negligence. That's not like, getting, okay, you could say someone got 4 sacks in a game, which is a big deal. But when you're talking over a season and changing history over 40 years, no one has done that. Give the man his credit. He deserves something. And that's special. So we're talking about a special type player. That's all. I just think whatever he deserves to get. Because I like Deron Bland a lot.
Yeah. Pay the man.
Pay the man. Yes, absolutely. So that's really the only 2 big things, and I just wanted to comment on that. But with that, the defensive line. Defensive line, really. I mean, from days ago to now, I mean, you're getting you're getting better athletes.
Yeah,
But
the defensive line conversation that's a different animal,
Yeah.
But they still took away things like the slapping of the hands, hit the helmets, and
the head slap.
Head slap. And it's just different worlds, man. I think that now. Yeah, guys are more athletic now. The equipments are better and lighter, and it allows you to move around a little bit faster too. But it just, like you said, different eras, different ages of football. And overall, I think we love football more now because it's a cleaner sport. But we got to really pay homage, man, to the beginning of the eras, man, like the 80s. The 80s for me, the 70s and the 60s and the 70s. Hey, that's before my time frame all the way.
But the 80s, you're right, and until our 90s. But that was the purest. That was the purest time where, I mean, think about how the players, Conrad Dobler. I mean, I'm going back way back from the Cardinals, back when they were the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah.
But man, those fights, and he was an offensive lineman. But the nastiness, and it would be like these fights that were happening in the pits.
Yeah.
You still have it in some ways, but they've regulated that. I mean, they'll be calling penalties, but you're not going to have those type of fights anymore.
Yeah.
Or in those pits where, in those muddy games, you see the defensive lineman grabbing that mud and throwing it right in that offensive lineman's eyes, and taking swigs out of. I mean, those. I just bring. There was something about. It was visceral in a way, right? You're looking at people literally, fighting in the trenches, and protecting their quarterback, their running back. I mean, every inch, it's a total different game. But yeah, I totally appreciate it. Not that we should go back to it. I'm glad it's evolved.
It's over with now. Yeah. But man, I appreciate you. Let people know what they can.
Absolutely.
Let me hear you say it, bro.
How about them Cowboys? Y'all,
that's the big Amish, man. Yeah, he's the biggest, man. The baddest. Like Big X the plug, man. I appreciate you, man. Great show all together, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's like fly and milk, man. Once that fly, the milk may taste good, but once that fly get in there, man, you don't want it anymore. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that anymore. Fly and milk, and that's just how it was. That's how it is now. We're not going back to it. I missed the super chat from you guys, the poet. She states here, tell him don't sit in front of the window. Respect, #respect. Yeah, because the exposure rate of your camera, bro, is going to bleed in. So, a smaller room always work best, right? So get you in a smaller room. Like this is dope, man. So
everybody hoodie coaches and dope.
So it look like you got some distortion, some frame rate stuff that you got to work on. So what I'll do here, man, see if you get your room padded, right? I see you got your earpiece. I don't know if you're using your Bluetooth. That's going to be delayed. So they make these little mics that you can use, that you can hold up to your face. People see it on TikTok. I'll recommend, get you a microphone, like one of these, bro. And you don't have to start off with a Shure mic. You can start off with the Walmart specials, the Blue Yetis and stuff like that. You got to put money into this if you want to be with this, And from there, I throw something on the wall to represent the Cowboys, right? So you won't have the bland background. And everything else will work its way out, bro. And just keep shooting from the hip, man. People love the authentic version of you. Be you, and everything will flow its way and flow itself in. Shout out to you, JP says call you tomorrow. Natchez, appreciate you, bro. With all of that being said, if we offended anyone, charge it to my beard, not my heart. But if we offended Eagle fans, then you just offended, right? It's just how it is. Go where you are celebrated, not tolerated, right? That's the name of the game there. And let's continue to build this brick by brick, standing on business. And just know, man, I'm a passionate brother. I don't mean any harm to anyone. It's just all fun and games. So if Colin Cowherd, if you're watching this, man, shout out to you, man. At the end of the day, we get it. You need the views. Times are hard right now. Views are views. Yeah. But it's good to say y'all nicknames in the system. It's good to see. Now, granted, we don't run nor hide from anyone. So if you are a Giants fan and you want to spit your knowledge of the game here, and if you are a Washington fan and you want to spit your knowledge of the game here, or Eagle, or Tampa Bay, Steelers, Packers, and there's a toll fee. You know, that's how it is. I'm here for my people. And my people are the Dallas Cowboys. Although Law Nation Sports don't have a D nor a C in it at all. You know what I'm saying? But it is synonymous with the Cowboys. Someone can argue that you can't spell the Dallas Cowboys without Law Nation. How about that? And shout out, kudos and credence to my people to be able to elevate the Basement Boys podcast on his journey. The race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the mighty. It's the he that endures to the end. Continue to grind and shine, my brother. And we had a low number of 50 that we was looking for. And the grand creator poured upon a blessing that you can't even receive, because it's more than 50. We got 53 subscribers. Now what I would ask and encourage you to do is, under this more information, to drop your PayPal link and your Cash App there. I'm only giving you this free game because there may be people that value the Basement Boys that want to support you before you get monetized on YouTube. So put your Cash App link somewhere in your description, my brother. You just never know. You just never know. Blessings comes in multiple shape, forms, and fashions. And even me giving you this advice, there will be some that will listen and still turn a deaf ear to it. There will be some that's even watching that will close their eyes and say, get on with the program. But verily, verily, I say unto you, I only say those things that will be valuable to you. I only say those things that will help you grow. And I want to see everybody grow. And speaking of growing, this is my Cash App link. So if anybody want to bless me, bless me. And we will showcase the blessings that you're blessing me with when we out there in California. And speaking of that, be sure to also support me on multiple platforms, because YouTube may not always be here. Facebook may not always be here. Instagram, the X app. So bring them baskets over and help the nation grow on different outlets and different platforms. Let me see if I can copy this one right quick so that you guys can be sure to support the nation even on my own foundation. And that's Law Nation Sports website. Humble beginnings. Mama said that there will be days just like this. These days, Mama was right. I will never forget when I was in trouble and I thought about quitting YouTube. I thought about giving up. But Mama said, baby, don't paint yourself into a corner. There's Facebook you can start up. There's Insta you can start up, and whatever that site may be. I always laugh when she said that. There's the Twitter app and all of these other places that you can be at. And just on that day, that's when I created the Instagram. That's when I created the Facebook page. That's when I created the Twitter page. What I'm getting at is never paint yourself into a corner. And I appreciate you, my dog. Somebody's sent a blessing. JB, appreciate you for the $20 support. So never paint yourself into a corner. Continue to grind to shine, baby. And speaking of that, she will always say that quote at the end. that you always say, it moves me. And I say, yes, Mama, let me say it. And I can still feel her presence when I say it. It put chills down my back. Hair stands up on my head when I say it from time to time. And it's all about heart, soul, and sinew and determination of your mind. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep. If all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap. If life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan for it, or lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, oh, just simply, go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity. Indeed, the cold, or the poverty, or the famish, or fame, or the sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the things you want if dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of almighty basement boys and anyone that's listening under the sound of my voice. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You will lean forward. Call it cowherd. Get it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to the sounds of Law Nation Sports from nothing but the best. Let's go. Come on with it. Tell them run it up, baby. Come on. Yeah. I wake up, flex, I'm down now. Check. Unlucky. Hey, I feel you. Hey, he still want to hold Deron Bland up. And there's nothing wrong with that. Keep that pressure on him. Tell him run it up. Shout out to you, Lisa. Good to see you, lady. Those I'm number one on that court. Come on. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice, and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ. Come on, Law Nation, let's get them 6. I wake up, Law down Nation. No drip this, tell them run it on. Yeah. No sleep, no rest. Come on. Might crash, might wreck. But first, stretch. Tell them run it on. I wake up, come on. Thumb down now, check. No drip this, tell them run it up, baby. No sleep, no rest. Come on. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. Y'all gon' make me take that trip with Philly. I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Yeah. Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move. Come on, y'all gonna get buried, Philly. Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games. September the 4th. Decisions that brought my mama pain. Come on. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name. L-A-W. I wake up, Law, Quavius, Nation, run it on. Come on. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it on. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check. No drip this, tell them run it on. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it on. Let's slow it down, baby. Come on with it. Fish and chips, them London boys. The Cowboys, baby. Come on with it. Shout out to you, Ice Cold. Shout out to you, Sadiq. Gifted 5 members. I love it. Smoke one for you, Lisa. Ty Church, come on. Tony, Dale, and them. Review it. What we say? Yeah. Take a bite of my burger, babe. Save a last bite for you. And you. For you. Ooh. Don't let the street sounds of soft souls and hits and oldies. Brought to you by Ice Cold Cowboy. And remember, shout out to everybody. I love seeing their support list longer than Jay Leno's chin. Appreciate y'all. Wrong song. She swallows. They too. Thank you. Yep. Brandy, can't wait to see you in Oxnard, Brandy. Come on with it. And a. All right, come on. Eric, I see your name over here, young boy. It should be up there every episode. Darren Posey, you goddess the poet. Let's get it. Don't let the street lights. Come on with it. Montisha.
Go birds. Go birds.
I be on. I follow wherever you go. Come on, sing with me, Dak. Dak on, bring them baskets.
And they understand the cost.
Roll Tide, Davis. I see you in the chat. Put Roll Tide in the chat. Come on with it, Bama boy. Hit that rewind button, Gallup. Let's get it. Shout out to everybody, man, that's watching and tuning in to the nation. See, Bass was good.
If a baby grain can fly.
Come on, choir.
Fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
And they understand the cost.
Ain't nobody calling me, texting me.
And they understand the cost. And they understand the cost.
Hey, say it, though.
And they understand the cost
that is involved.
That is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors.
Y'all usually check on me.
Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together.
We all gonna leave together, baby.
And those that are watching,
it's
a thousand that's watching online.
Them boys.
This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, I'm challenging each of you all down here to get
All right.
$10.
Wasting my time now. Come on. I'm still boy.
Knock the rings out of it. Come on with it.
Stop it, please. Come back.
Jerry, I see you. I'm still them boys, them boys, them boys, them boys. Come on, man. Yeah.
I'm still them boys. Now y'all don't want to call and check on the pastor. Oh my goodness. Still them boys. Oh my goodness. It is you. I cannot believe it. Still them boys.
Greetings, Your Highness. That was.
Let's go, man.
That boy says greetings.
Let's go.
Sacrifice, don't give up the fight. Everything will be alright on any given Sunday. Yeah, depend on you. Yeah. If you're willing, you know
Are
you
you
got
not
to pay
entertained?
some dues to live on Monday. Yeah.
That boy said, yeah. That boy, that Uncle Charles is good, man. That boy good, man. Danger game. Let's get it. DC for life, not for short. I could not believe it.
Jesus, this is your humble servant, Lord. There's clearly been a miscommunication, Jesus.
Shame.
Just saying this burden is a little bit too heavy for your servant, Lord.
Shame.
I'm just saying, Jesus, my cup runneth over, Lord, is what I'm saying. The thing is, I ain't even thirsty, Jesus.